I know you were all messaging each other on social media, but for 90 minutes, please, just like...
That was me and Steve Gerrard. Steve Gerrard's a good mate off the pitch, and whenever I got a chance, I'm thinking I am gonna absolutely smash her.
Yes.
We got back in the dressing room, and the manager come in, and he was an old man.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And he was shaking as a Evertonian, and getting ready and preparing for the game, and all the staff around the training ground doing Evertonians. You feel sick.
Talking about scraps in a tunnel, I saw Emil Heskey on a podcast saying that you got into a scrap in it. Don't worry, when I'm in Manchester, you can come then. I'm close to you. It's at the Lowry.
So what's this, guys? Are you arranging the team night out to go and watch Kay? Is that the plan there, Wayne?
Yeah, we're going to go and watch him, put him under a bit more pressure.
Kay, it's been a big week for you, hasn't it?
Well, yeah, just been up and down the country.
Say the thing that I'm really excited about.
I did live at the Apollo last night. Yeah, I did live at the Apollo last night.
How was it?
Yeah, great. It's always a fun venue. That's probably my favourite venue to do comedy in. It was I'm lucky enough to be like one of a few people that have done it 3 times. So it's it's great fun.
Okay, let's move it on to the Premier League this weekend then, because there are, as always, some big games, but some particularly big games. 2 grudge matches. Liverpool versus Everton is 12:30 on Saturday. Arsenal versus Manchester City is 4:30 on Sunday. Now, Liverpool-Everton has obviously been a grudge match for years. Arsenal-Man City is perhaps a more newer grudge match. That wasn't such a big game, was it, when you were playing, Wayne?
Not really, no. I think over the last few years, and I think especially as well when Arteta's gone to Arsenal, leaving City and going back to Arsenal, there's had a bit more spice in it, but I think they've been competing, haven't they, the last few years, so it makes the game bigger. So yeah, it's become more of a rival match, if you like, than normal.
Let's start though with the one that you did play in, Liverpool against Everton. As an Evertonian, as a boy that played for his boyhood club, what does that game mean to you, and what did it mean to you when you were playing in it?
Firstly, I hated it, and we didn't win many, so it was, when you do win them, you've got to make sure you enjoy it. But yeah, it was a game. The build up to the game, the whole week was horrible. Being around the training ground, and as a Evertonian, and getting ready and preparing for the game, and all the staff around the training ground doing Evertonians, you feel sick because you're just thinking, if you lose the game again, Liverpool rubbing in your face and whatever. And when I actually went back the second time to Everton, I tried to make sure I got all the TVs turned off, and there was nothing on the TVs about the game, the build up to the game, just to try and forget about it that week, really, and go into the game not worrying too much about it. So, but yeah, it's a massive game, and a game, if you win, there's no better feeling.
Was there any pressure from friends and family when you were playing in that derby?
Oh, just for tickets, and people trying to get tickets, and all my family are Evertonians, and it's you get messages, make sure you beat these, bit stronger language than that, but yeah, it's massive. It's a massive game, and it's. I actually never won a derby. I think I played seven derbies, and I didn't win any. So it's
really?
Yeah. So I've never experienced it.
Before you played in one, weren't you a mascot for one as well?
Yeah, I was mascot. It was about 10 or 11. I was, and for that game, I've been waiting for ages. I knew I was going to be mascot, and I think I was in my last year in junior school. So I'm waiting for ages. I'm excited. It was at Anfield. And the game got called off because of rain.
Oh, heartbreak.
Oh, man, I was devastated. So I had to wait another couple of months, I think it was, something like that, for them to play it. But we drew the game 1-1, so it was okay. It was all right.
Yeah, I've just seen a photo of it, and you look one of your boys looks exactly like you. I agree with Louis van Gaal's comments, by the way. Your boys look very much like you. I'm not sure which one it is. Is it true that night that you wound up Neville Southall during the warm-up? Is that true? Is that just Chinese whispers?
he weren't happy. Well, there's been a few times Neville Southall hasn't been happy with me, to be honest. There was in the game, I think it was on Sky, it was on Soccer AM a while back. They had it on footage. It was when the mascot used to run out with the goalkeeper and run out with the captain, then he goes with the goalkeeper and you chip the ball into his hands, and then he rolled it out to me and I chipped him and scored. And then he weren't happy and he rolled out again and done it again. So yeah, he weren't happy with me, and then I was actually bought. I was bought by Fears at Everton.
Oh, you must have some stories from that.
We played Newcastle and we were losing 1-0, and we scored in like the 88th minute or something to get 1-1. So the ball went out for a goal kick for Everton, and so I'm thinking 1-1's a good result. So I walk really slow to get the ball, and Neville Southall absolutely tore the life out of me to hurry up and get the ball back. So I'm thinking, 1-1's a good result. I'll take my time, and then he hammered me. Yeah, so he's had a few goals at me. Big Nev.
I can imagine from all your stories before, you like to be the wind-up merchant. I can imagine as a ball boy, probably wasn't really any different back then.
No, it was. Well, he used to take you in before you obviously spread around the pitch. He used to take you in and say, under no circumstances can you kick the ball back. You've got to pick it up and roll it back or throw it back. And every time it comes to me, I'd always kick it back and chip it back into the and stuff. So I used to get told off every game.
How would you say the derby rivalry has changed over the years, Wayne? Perhaps since even when you were playing in it.
I think it's got a bit more heated, a bit more bite. But I always remember years ago where the fans are sat together and there's Everton fans in the Cop and Liverpool fans in the Gladys Street and whatever. But I think that's changed a bit now.
Do you miss that?
No, I don't think there should be any Liverpool fans in the Gladys Street. So I agree with that. I think they should be separated for match day. But it's Liverpool. There's family, there's brothers, one Everton, one Liverpool fan, and it's very mixed in terms of, you might have a dad who's a Liverpool fan and a son's an Everton fan, and so yeah, it's very mixed. And actually after the game, going out together and stuff. So it's not bad tempered or anything, but I just think during the 90 minutes they should be separated, because Liverpool fans do try and wind the Everton fans up a lot, and we don't really have much ammunition, well, we haven't of late, to go back at them.
I know you said you didn't win a derby. I can't actually believe that. Does that annoy you, actually?
Yeah. When I went back, we went to Anfield, and I think it was about 12 minutes left and we got a penalty, so I scored. That was my only goal in the derby as well. I scored the penalty to put us 1-0 up at Anfield. It was like 12 minutes to go, and they equalised late on, so we drew that game. But I was really nervous for that, because it was Mignolet Lane goal, and he saved one of my penalties before, and it was snowing. So I was just thinking, please don't slip. So I went down the middle. I never really do that. I went down the middle and scored. But yeah, I was really nervous before that.
Okay, so you haven't won a derby. What I was going to ask you before is, what is the feeling like of winning at Anfield, though? Because I guess that if you went there with Manchester United and you won, being an Everton boy, it must have been incredibly special, especially given how nervous you said you used to get going.
Yeah, it was. So my first game for Man United at Anfield, we won 1-0 and I scored. So no, it was such a good feeling. There was a guy, I scored and I went to the cop and put my hands to my ears, and there was a foam whistle past my head. Nearly took my head off. But I think the guy who threw the phone, it was his own phone, so the police got it and got his details off it, and he got banned. So he got banned from the stadium. So I get off we won the game 1-0. So I get back on the bus with the team, and then I drive a little bit down the M62 to the service station and get off the bus and drive back to Liverpool, go back to Liverpool, and see family and friends and whatever. So yeah, it was, winning at Anfield was special.
Is that a thing that you have to leave the stadium on the team bus?
No, you can later on after that, once, because at that time when we first came back at Anfield, my first season at Man United, so I think both Everton and Liverpool fans weren't happy with me, but later on, I'd leave straight from Anfield at times and go and see your family and stuff. So yeah, it was always nice when if you beat Liverpool and then you go out to have some dinner in Liverpool. And, it's always a nice feel. Yeah, used to walk with your head very high.
Was there ever any, you told us after the Manchester derby you had the birthday party planned and you wished you not wished you cancelled it, but you had second thoughts about going. Did you ever have any plans after a Merseyside derby that you had to rethink?
No, there was one time I come out the stadium actually and the police pulled me over, literally right outside the stadium. Big police van pulled me over. I think I was in my little KA. And then, so I'm thinking, and I could see everyone looking, fans, Everton and Liverpool fans there. So they get me out the car and into the back of the van. So I'm thinking, what's going on here? So we get in the back of the van and they pull all shirts out, ask me to sign the shirts. I was raging, I was fuming. I didn't sign them.
Were you scared? Were you nervous?
No, I was thinking, why have they pulled me over here? I was literally crawling in the traffic. Why have they pulled me over? And yeah, they pulled me over and pulled all shirts out, asked me to sign them.
Did you sign them?
No.
No?
No chance. I was fuming.
Yeah, you're hardly going to be accommodating to people that
I'm a goody two-shoes. If a police officer stops me, I'll do whatever they say.
Yeah, no chance.
Were they Evertonian fans? Were they Everton fans?
I'm assuming so. I don't know. They might have been Liverpool fans for the kids or the grandkids or whatever, but yeah, I weren't happy at all, yeah.
No, I'm not surprised. Scary. Bringing it on to this weekend then. Kay, how do you see this one? Liverpool, obviously, have had a brilliant start, even if they've left it late in quite a few games now, maybe not fully kind of firing, but Everton have had a reasonable start as well.
I think it will be a good game. I think although Liverpool have, won all their most of their games and stuff, I think they haven't been playing as well as they were last season. I feel like they've had a few last-minute goals that have, just sort of papered over the cracks that makes them look better than they are. But I think it's going to be a good one. Everton look pretty strong. I've liked the way they're playing. Jack Grealish has looked so much better with a bit of freedom. And I think it's going to be a good game. I think obviously as well, when it's a derby, anything can happen usually. You see records go out the window most of the time when it's a derby and with the emotions involved and stuff. I think Everton could pull out a really surprising performance, and I hope they do, to be honest with you.
Evertonians feeling more confident this year, Wayne?
Yeah, I think more optimistic. I think obviously the new stadium has helped with that, and I think the big thing is David Moyes come back. I think he's come back. He knows the club, he knows the culture of the football club, and then I think the signings have been really good. They look dangerous now, Everton going forward, and with Grealish, he said Alcaraz, and they look really dangerous going forward, Everton, and solid as well at the back. So yeah, I think Everton can go there and get something. They have to be at the best, and defensively, defend as a unit and be hard to beat. But Moyes' teams normally do that, so you have to be the best. But yeah, it'd be the perfect start to your Saturday, 12:30 kick-off. I'm sure all the pubs will be full and ready for the game, and hopefully we can get the 3 points. Take a draw now.
Oh, retract a bit there. Being confident, then take a draw. Come on, you got one more than that.
Still take a draw, yeah.
Have you got any family and friends going to that one? Because I know you've already been moaning off camera that you've got a long old day at Match of the Day on Saturday. Not moaning, but just pointing out.
No, you said there's a log 7 games on Saturday, so yeah. So I'll be watching the derby there at the BBC studios. But yeah, there'll be family and friends going. All my family are Evertonians, and all Coleen's family are Liverpoolians. So it's always a.
How was that when you were playing in it? If all of her family are Liverpoolians?
Yeah, fine. We're an issue really. When we got the Champions League final in Moscow, one of Coleen's brothers wouldn't go. He refused to go. So Coleen, her dad, one of her brothers went, and her other brother wouldn't go. And he said to me, "I want you to do well, but I couldn't bear being at the stadium watching Man United lift the Champions League if you win it." So yeah, he didn't go.
kind of respect that actually.
Yeah. So, but
No,
yeah,
I do.
well, when Liverpool won, what was it? When they won the Premier League a few years ago, I actually come home. I was at Derby, I think it was at the time. And I come home and Coleen's got Liverpool flags up out on the outside of the house. So
How fuming were you?
so it was our old house. So outside the front door, there was like a little balcony thing, and the flag was outside the window there. So I told her to go and get it down. So she went up, and you had to actually climb out the window to get it down. So she went up, so I locked her out.
How long for?
No, not too long. But yeah, she was stuck on the balcony. But yeah, and like now, even I think now still, Colleen's mum and dad's he's got champions flags up at the house. So yeah, there's Liverpool around, but yeah, it's all man Evertonians.
Final important question: who are you going to be captaining in your fantasy team?
Well, you see it worked, didn't it? Putting Haaland in.
Is it going to be Mo Salah this week?
No, I'm going to have to take him out.
Really? You will take him out?
Yeah, I need to take him out.
Does it feel wrong?
Yeah, I can't have him in against Everton. So I'll have to take him out, yeah. I actually haven't looked at it properly yet, so I'll have a look today.
I don't know how you do it. That takes up way too much time. And
Do you know what?
with your schedule,
In previous years, I've been in leagues and that, and I'm actually not even in the league. I'm just in it by myself, so I don't even know what's the point.
Who are you playing against?
No, I don't know. I'm just doing it for
the thrill.
Yeah, I can't. I was in leagues and you know, I'd get halfway through the season and stop doing it, so I'd end up finish bottom and I'd have all forfeits to do. And
What's your team name?
I actually don't know.
He's checking his phone.
I actually don't even know what his name is. Was it 10?
Oh,
We need to improve on that. If anyone's listening to this and wants to send team name suggestions in for Wayne, we need to sort out. I mean,
if I saw Wazza 10 on any league, I'd think that was a fake profile.
See, it's a double bluff.
I don't think they can find you. They need your actual team ID. Don't worry. You can go incognito. You can captain Salah this weekend and no one will know.
Yeah. No, but I wouldn't do that anyway.
Okay, well, maybe you'll want to captain Erling Haaland this weekend, or maybe not, because, of course, he's got a big game away at the Emirates. Arsenal taking on Manchester City. We touched upon it before, but this is often, Kay, in recent seasons, been kind of what was one of the games that could potentially decide the title at times, or it feels like a few times for Arsenal, this has been where their season has maybe changed a little bit. It's a bit early this season for that, maybe, though.
But I do think it's very important. I think often when they go into these games, Arsenal are happy with a draw, whereas I think with a team like Manchester City, if you're trying to do better than them in the league, you sort of want to set a standard. If you beat them, I think psychologically it does a lot for your team, and it does a lot for the opposition as well, because they sort of look at you and go, oh wow, like these are actually really good. I don't know what it was like when you were playing, Wayne, but I'm sure if you got one over Arsenal or one over Chelsea, in your heads you were like, we're winning the league.
Yeah, I don't think you get carried away this early in the season, but it's always nice to go and win there and make a statement. I think in this game, if Manchester City win this game, I think Arsenal, Liverpool will be looking, thinking, you know, this is not good, this. Because obviously with Guardiola's reputation of the titles he's won, obviously the way Manchester City beat Manchester United, and then if they go on and beat Arsenal, I think that's a real statement from them, because they have looked a bit indifferent this season and a little bit sloppy at times. But I think if they go and beat Arsenal at the weekend, I think that's a huge statement to everyone in the league that, you know, that they're still right in this title race. So I think it's a more important game for Manchester City than Arsenal.
Do you think the amount of rest time they had is going to be crucial to this as well?
Was it 3 days?
Well, Arsenal played Tuesday night, didn't they? City played Thursday.
I think players and managers as well, they moan too much over it. Listen, 3 days is more than enough. What are we? We're still in September. And so you can't be talking about, you know, not having enough rest when you're going and playing in the Club World Cup, for instance. And that's a choice you make. And so I hope there don't any managers, especially played in the Club World Cup, you know, moaning about the amount of games, and because you've chose to go and do that and give your players less rest. So, I don't think that'll be an issue. I think it shouldn't be. If you can't have 3 days rest and be up for a big game, then you shouldn't be playing in it.
Just a quick word on Arsenal, Wayne, because they got that big win in the Champions League earlier in the week. I just wondered what you'd made of the start that Noni Madueke has made in particular there, because he got a lot of unfair heat from the Arsenal fans when he joined, but he's had a brilliant start, hasn't he, for both club and country?
Yeah, I think he's been fantastic, and I still had my doubts on him, I'll be honest, when he was at Chelsea, and then when Arsenal signed him, I was thinking, I'm not really too sure. Obviously, they have Saka there as well, and but I think he's been fantastic. I think the start of the season is how direct he's been, and for England, I thought he played really well as well. So it looks like really good business for Arsenal.
They've got strength in depth now that maybe they didn't have in the past. You saw it with Martinelli coming off the bench on Tuesday. It just feels like they've added that to their squad.
Yeah, they have, and I think it's now or never for Arteta. If I'm being honest, I think it's he has to win something major this season, in my opinion, because he has spent a lot of money, brought a lot of players in, and he's probably got the best squad in the league. I think.
You think they've got the best squad in the league?
I think, the most balanced squad and players for each position. So I think it's big pressure for him now to win the league, and I think Arsenal have given him everything they can to go and do it. So I think it's on him and the players to go and try and win that.
Yeah, there's not a lot of excuses left now, is there? So they've got to go in. They've got to go into this match with a lot of pride and go out and make a statement.
Confidence as well, given the fact that they're at home, given the fact they won in midweek.
Yeah, well, they've started the season really well. I think, obviously, Liverpool winning all the games, but Arsenal's only blip has been at Anfield, which you could win either way, really. The game, both teams weren't great in that. So I think they've had a really good start, and I'm sure, Arteta will be pleased. He'll be disappointed with the one loss, but I think other than that, they've had a really good start to the league.
I was going to ask, Wayne, do you like it when games have a bit of needle in it, especially when you were playing?
Of course he does.
Yeah, I'd love it, yeah. It's, when we used to play against Chelsea, with Mourinho's teams, and obviously Arsenal for a period of time with Wenger's teams, Liverpool with Benitez, you've seen how heated they got in press conferences with the managers and stuff like that. So, them games were always the best to play it, and your concentration levels in them games has to be very high, because you get punished for switching off.
What was your favourite Grudge match? He loved them all.
No, I'd probably say the first couple of years at Man United against Arsenal, because I arrived the year after the Vol attack Van Nistelrooy, and so for a couple of years there, there was the Peter getting in front of Alex Ferguson, and there was a couple of scraps in the tunnel and stuff like that. So that couple of years was probably the best one.
Talking about scraps in a tunnel, I saw Emil Heskey on a podcast saying that you got into a scrap in it.
The police actually come, the police come to Belfield.
Really?
Yeah, the police come to Belfield and asked me questions on that. So I was hard me knuckle at the time, but yeah. Did
they just come and ask for you to sign their shirt? Or did they actually ask you
no, they come and ask me what happened in the tunnel, obviously in Turkey.
Tell us what happened then.
There was a bit of a fight, and that was it. So
you didn't see, no?
No.
Okay, yes. When things were kicking off in a tunnel with when you were playing Arsenal or Chelsea, what was going through your mind at that point? Were you like, oh, I need to go out and smash one of these as soon as I get on the pitch?
But no, it was obviously after the game when it went off in the tunnel. I was actually out there in my underpants, because I'd gone in and took me shorts and that off, and so I was out there in my underpants, and then the next game, obviously, we found out it was Fabregas, obviously, with the Peter, Alex Ferguson. The next game there was a few players targeting him. The thing was with that was, we got back in the dressing room, and the manager come in, and he was an old man.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And he was shaken by it, and I think sometimes you forget because of football, but he's obviously getting on in age, and he come in, he was shaken by it. So I think it's then you realise, that it is football, and it's not easy and it's not nice for him to experience that. So we obviously try and protect him then.
Yeah, how did was there like a feeling amongst the players? You said you felt that then. Did the other players?
Yeah, everyone, you wouldn't like that done to your granddad or, someone of that age, especially. You wouldn't like that to happen to them. So yeah, we felt we had a duty to protect them.
What's the build-up like going into that? Or what was the build-up like, I suppose, then going into the next game against them, given all that had happened?
You had to keep your composure and keep your calmness, because it could quite easily boil over. We've seen it obviously with Roy and Patrick in the tunnel for that game, but you really do need to keep your composure, because if you let that slip and you're going to get a silly red card, then it's more than likely you lose the game. So you really just had to keep your focus, and I think we did that a little bit better than Arsenal. We managed to do that. We still rattled them. I remember, God rest his soul, Reyes coming to Old Trafford, and a big thing was we didn't feel he could handle getting tackled, and Guy Neville, went through him the whole game, and he couldn't handle it. And so we still done it in the right way, in a clean way, and made it very difficult for Arsenal. So I think we handled that a little bit better then.
Does that get highlighted in the team talk beforehand, or in a week beforehand, when you're like...
Does it?
No, of course, yeah. No, if you feel there's a weakness in the opposition, then especially early on, you make sure you leave one on them, and you might have to take a yellow card. But we felt if we got at a few players at Arsenal that they'd shy away from the game, and we were normally right on that.
You speak there about, you need to keep your composure. It's quite an easy thing to say, and I imagine it gets easier with experience. How did you personally prepare and keep your composure? Was there anything you did to make sure you didn't let it spill over?
No, especially when I was young, it did spill over a few times, and I was normally okay after I got a yellow card. I was normally
out your system.
Yeah, no, I was normally okay then, because I knew I didn't actually get that many red cards, and the ones I did there was one for throwing the ball at the referee. So there was silly ones, but normally after I got a yellow, I weren't too bad. I was okay. The worst thing for me was, again, God rest his soul, Ray Clements for England. He used to come up to me before every England game and say, "Keep your head," and that used to wind me up so much.
Yeah, would do.
It just because I knew what he was saying, and I knew he was trying to help, but it never helped at all. And then in the end, I had to say, "Ray, please don't say that to me again before a game." Whatever. So yeah, it was. You knew the boundaries you could go to with the referees, in terms of you knew what was over the top, which will get you a red card, and if you just stay below that, then you're okay. And then after the yellow card, you obviously make sure you come down a little bit more.
Do you think that's missing from the game now a little bit?
100%.
I used to love it when games used to get a bit feisty.
We there was times on purpose I used to go and smash the fullback in the first 5 minutes, and there's times during the game where if it gets a bit flat, you go and take a yellow card, and as I say, it's only the poor fullbacks who get it. You'd go and take a yellow card and go and smash a fullback, which then gets the crowd up and it gets the players up. So yeah, there was different moments in games where one of us would go and do that purposely to get the crowd up, or get your teammates up as well.
When you hit somebody first like that, like when you smash somebody first thing, did you sort of see psychologically that they'd had enough already, and you knew you'd got the better of them that day?
Yeah, and you wound them up, and then you'd end up making them do something silly and as well. And I remember there was a tackle on Sagna, which I think he went over my head. It was a fair tackle, clean tackle, and I think he done a somersault over my head. And I could see in his eyes, he was thinking, what is going on? So there is times, yeah, you you see that and you rattle them and then they do something stupid and then you walk away with that little grin on your face knowing that you've got them, yeah.
Kay, do you miss those games? Do you
Oh,
miss,
100%.
obviously, given what we've said about Man United recently, I'm guessing you do even more.
100%, 100%. That's what's really annoyed me about the game on the weekend, where it was like, there was no yellow cards, there's no nothing. There's like you used to love to, even if you lose a game, if you saw your players going out there, and you could see that they care, it was brilliant. It was amazing, and those sorts of atmospheres really made you feel invested in the game, and you felt like the players were invested in it, like you as a fan, like they were trying to die for the badge. Whereas I think a lot of the time when I see players hugging in the tunnel, when I see players half time, no, but I just don't like it. I'm like, yeah, whatever. Like, I know you're all messaging each other on social media, but for 90 minutes, please, just like
that was me and Steve Gerrard. I mean, Steve Gerrard's a good mate off the pitch, and whenever I got a chance, I'm thinking I am gonna absolutely smash her.
Was it mutual? Did he feel the
yeah,
same?
and I did, and he done the same to me. And then you wouldn't talk to him before the game, right? And then after the game, you'd shake you to the hand. So, but if there was ever a chance, yeah, he knew, and I knew if he got a chance, he was going to do me. So, that's what football is. You're playing for your club, and there's moments, and big players as well, especially someone like a Gerrard or Vieira or something like that. If you get an opportunity, you can't let that slip. You've got to take it.
In those kind of games, like when you're playing against Steven Gerrard, for example, do you talk to him on the pitch? Do you say anything? Obviously, I know you.
No, not really. Carragher, there was a couple of times with Carragher where Carragher's in your ear. So Carragher used to try and referee the game, and the referees normally used to let him with Carragher. Because he'd non-stop and he had that squeaky voice screaming down your ear and stuff. So, so there was times where you'd speak. So, and then there's sometimes as well where, like, if we win the game, like might have been 2-0 up or something towards the end, and I'd ask Cara, what's he doing tonight? Are you going out? Where are you going? And he would even look at me at times, and then he'd be the same. He'd try and wind you up as well. So. But yeah, normally I wouldn't speak to them.
Were you a big talker on the pitch, Wayne? Would you try and ref the game like Carragher?
No, I think Carragher done it in a clever way. I was a bit too emotional at times to do that. But Carragher used to do it in a quite clever way. There's times when I'd talk to centre-backs. If the centre-backs are trying to do it and trying to get into you, I'd always wait till we win by a goal or two and just tell them they were crap.
just that, nothing else.
Yeah. So yeah, that was it really.
I do remember some of the players sort of looking at the referee at times, going, "Come on, ref!" Like
the referees were alright, and you could have banter with the referee. Michael Oliver was alright actually, and I think with all players and with our players, with the opposition, you'd hear him, and he would try and talk to you and explain decisions, and and he'd admit if he felt he'd made a mistake as well. And where some referees, like Rob Stiles, oh my God, I remember him, he was horrendous. And no way, they were very arrogant, you couldn't even speak to them. He was the worst by a mile for me.
Do players like refs that you can actually speak to, so you can
and we understand that the refs will make a mistake, but it's when he, like Rob Stiles, for instance, make a mistake and you go and talk to him and he just arrogant, he wouldn't even look at you, and then you end up getting wound up and calling him whatever you call him, but then end up getting the yellow card. So
you actually mentioned it, Wayne, I think it was when we were talking about Big Sam on a previous podcast. You said he used to analyse everything, and I think you said he even used to analyse referees.
Yeah.
Did you as players do that? Do you look at who the ref is before a game and kind of know how?
The only thing you look at is some referees would let things go in the first 5 minutes, so you'd had that 5-minute window to try and do someone, and then some referees would get the card out straight away, so you have to be careful, and you'd normally know which ones would let it go. And especially in the big games, if a referee gives a booking in the first 5 minutes, then he knows he's going to have to give a lot of bookings. So normally in the big games, they try and let it go a little bit.
Okay, well, that's where we'll wrap it. Once again, probably just started a discussion that we could do a whole nother show on, to be honest, because I've got so many referee questions. Okay, where's tour taking you this week? It's taking you blooming everywhere, isn't it?
Nottingham and Leicester. So yeah, I'll be in Nottingham and Leicester Friday.
You're going to get a message from Wayne. If he gets rid of the kids, you're going to get a message that he's going to be coming to see you, I reckon.
I'm in Scotland at the weekend, so after match of the day Saturday, and then I'm in Scotland Sunday.
What on earth are you doing in Scotland?
Playing golf.
Golf. I knew it.
No, it's for a charity event. It is for charity.
That's how you do all this really cool stuff. You just add that it's for charity and you can get away with doing it.
No, it is. It's for charity, so we're raising money.
Okay. Good to hear it, and it's going to be fun scheduling our podcasting on Sunday as well, I think. But we'll get there. We'll do it. 3 a.m. in Korea. You've set the bar very high. We're all very impressed. That's where we'll leave it on this week's show, guys. A reminder: you can watch the Wayne Rooney Show on the BBC Sport YouTube and iPlayer, or you can listen on BBC Sounds.